G'day viewers, it's Michael here and welcome back to a special virtual reality edition of Single Racer. Now this comes about because as the owners of VR headsets might be aware already, of course, is that the Oculus website let one of its certificates run out of date, and basically you couldn't use your VR headset for the day. Now I know this is a bit controversial and everything, but in my opinion they handled it as best as they could, given that they fixed it as soon as possible and gave us all, anyone that was affected on the day or a few days later, a kind of bonus credit into our accounts to purchase something on their behalf, which I thought was a terrific gesture. They didn't have to do that at all, and I can tell you, in Australia I know plenty of companies that treat you like absolute garbage. So I don't know about the US, but as an Australian I was very grateful that they treated us that way and gave me a credit. Now, because I don't know if it was the fact that I was Australian and it transferred into Australian dollars, but I was able to buy this game literally for $3, and I am absolutely wrapped. So as you can see by the title here, it's called PinballFX 2, and if you're not familiar with it, PinballFX has been a long-running series in the 2D, on PC, and they've had plenty of great tables, pinball tables. Absolutely fantastic game, and they've decided to stretch their legs into the VR market. So I thought I would show you around. So what you basically do is you get the game, you buy the game, which comes with 3 tables, and just bear with me as I go through this menu here. So there's 3 tables there, and unfortunately, one of the things is I use, if you play shooters and you know what inverted mouse is, that I'm one of those that needed the inverted mouse, so everything I do is opposite. It takes me a while to get used to it. But essentially you have 3 tables that you get with the game, and then you get these bonus tables that you can buy as DLC, including The Walking Dead from the PC game. And I've got to say, a slight criticism of the Oculus website, not of Oculus itself, but just the way they deal with the game, is I think you're personally better off to buy it through Steam, because in Steam you get the DLC as a separate menu in the store. So in other words, you can add it to your playlist and basically wait till it's on discount. You can be told that it's on a special, when Steam have their annual special discounts through special events, and you can get it cheaper that way, and you can then also get it added to the game. Whereas here it appears like, and please tell me in the comments section if I'm missing something, but judging by the Oculus website, you can't see it as a separate, like the DLC is a separate entity. You have to come into the game here and can only seem to buy it within the game itself. And I definitely don't like that aspect, as there seems to be no way to be told that it's on special. You're basically paying full price. But putting that aside, that's the only negative that I found, except for one other, which I'll show you maybe a bit later. But the games are absolutely incredible. So you have the 3 tables, and all you do is you turn your head to the tables and you can play all 3. It's beautifully set out, and there's the 3rd one. And that's the second negative. I may as well show you that now. Is I just don't like the fact that when you're at that table and you move your head, it's just so silly that the exit door just keeps, it's almost distracting. If you move your head like that, it gets so annoying, as you can see here, that it drives you nuts after a while. Okay, so let me now show you what I consider to be the best table, and this is very much a personal opinion. But one of the advantages with all the tables is that they not only look very real, but when you play each table, being in VR, you have all this excess thing around the table. So let me show you that now. So here's an example. You have the little Epic Quest guy here standing at the table. If I go to this table here, as it's loading here, you've got the shark, and just basically as though you're underwater, quite incredible. But I'll show you the favorite table, which if I can just find is over there. And so there's one of the negatives, like I might have said before, is that it's very frustrating that happens on this particular table, but just an incredible effect all around. It's very involving, looks very, very real in VR. But one of the things I want to say just before I play around on the table, and that's for all VR users or all people that are considering getting VR, is I have two sensors, and the sensors sense where I'm standing in the room. Now, you normally set out your layout, so if you imagine I'm standing here, and imagine that the edge of this table here is my computer desk, and the monitor is just in front of me. Now the game will start this exact same way, whether I'm standing in the front next to the desk when I start the game, or when you create your play space, which is the square area that you play in, and in my case I have more room on the left than the right, so mine is more like a rectangle. If I stand at the back of the room like I am now, the game starts exactly the same place. The difference is, if I was standing here at my table, I couldn't move forward because I'd just go smack straight into the computer monitor. But if I start the game at the back of the play space, like I am now, that means I can move forward quite easily and show you just all the detail of the table. Just absolutely, and I've got to say, each table's detail is quite incredible. Now, the deep table has more detail in it, or both tables really have more features than this one, but I just find for some reason this table plays better. It's just generally a better table. So let me show you that now. And I'm using the two hand controllers. So the hand controllers act as your flippers, and it's amazing that it feels so realistic. I can even, in a sense, because I'm so involved within the headset, so I get no sense of what's around me in the room, I can actually almost lean forward and hold the controllers as I'm holding them on the side of the table and play a round of pinball. Now that's the only other negative that I hear from other people, is they say, you know, if you do that and you lean forward, it can get the headset can get sore, or you can get a sore neck just from leaning over. But I mean, it just means you can't play for hours maybe, and you would just have shorter games. So let me start a game, just pressing the A key on the controller, and there we go. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Just absolutely incredible there. And then you've got the ball, and all you do is use your controller to shoot it off, and then we've got the flippers. Now it reminds me of, I used to have our family had an old classic table had an old classic table, and it was one of those tables a bit like this where it seemed like you had nothing to hit, but it was just learning the sequence of what you needed to hit to get a high score.
All saved.
And I'm too busy talking, and it's saved the ball for me, luckily. So you can catch the ball, so all I do is I hold the controller button down just like you would on a controller on a console, and just let it go, and it's so natural. It's scary how natural it is. And for the record, I'm a shocking pinball player, so don't take my skills as a sense of what the game is like, because if you're really good at pinball, you'll really enjoy this. And you could see the craft there land, hopefully, as part of the things you unlock, and just trying to catch the ball like that. Absolutely tremendous fun. Oh, now, got to try and get it up, that's it. And you've got all this extra thing going on around you too, which is so involving. Those little blue things are magnets, and you try and get the ball to, no. If you go over that, the ball will just stick to the, oh, I was safe, beautiful. I'm still trying to learn all the tables, little tricks and how you get high scores, but I'm a lousy player. So there we go. I lost the first ball. And here we go. All these things happening around you. See, that's so annoying. That's the only true negative of this game, is that it should be that you move to the door and then press the button to exit the game. But I just wanted to show you all these extra things that the game, and each table, the 3 tables, have these kind of effects around them. Absolutely brilliant. So let's play the next ball now. Oh, that was a lousy shot. I'm a pathetic pinball player, but I just kind of want to show you what you could be in for. It's already a cheap game. It's not expensive because you just get essentially the 3 tables to begin with, and you can then choose to buy the DLC, which will get you a lot more tables. But I was wrapped when I got the rebate and only got it for $3. Best $3 I ever spent, I think. See, when all these things go off, I don't know yet where to hit. It's all part of the learning curve of trying to get a high score. The ball itself looks extremely real and moves incredibly smoothly. So I can honestly say that, especially with this fact here, that I can catch the ball like you would to trap the ball, it really does feel, especially if I lean like this, like I'm playing a pinball, thank you, table. A realistic pinball table rather than a game. It's quite incredible. And all the sounds are fantastic too. They're coming through the headset of the Rift, and very, very impressive sound. I don't know if it'll translate on the video, but through the headset it's terrific. And there we go, typical pathetic player that I am. Oh no, saved the ball. Yes, got something, I don't know what yet.
We lost you. Houston,
And that's what happens each time that the ball goes out of play. Just amazing, all these effects. And each table has their unique things that happen. So let's play the last ball. Oh, beautiful shot. See, and if I can keep this going, oh, just missed it.
Wow! An ancient pyramid has just appeared on Mars.
Good. If I, the ball's still in play. Yes, that light there tells me the ball's still in play. Oh, almost lost it. I can't explain, you know, it's one of those things that if you've tried VR, all of you that race in VR will know how realistic already it is, but pinball is another thing again that just feels so realistic doing it in VR. It's quite incredible, especially that catching the ball. It feels so natural. It might seem strange, like if you imagine having a controller in each hand, but it just feels so natural. Oh, he's put it back into play. Look at that. Oh. Even at full price, this game is quite incredible. I just recommend getting it on Steam, that's all. Just because it allows you to then access the DLC easier, I think. And there we go, I think that's it. No, good. I need all the help I can get. As any of you regular pinball players would know, it takes a little while to unlock all the table secrets. So the fact that you have 3 tables, then you can get lots of hours of enjoyment trying to figure out how to get high scores. It even has the
Houston.
That's it. I think that's it. The tilt feature or the bump feature, whatever it's called. That's how much I play pinball games. Oh, I missed that. There it goes. And there you are. So you have your high score. You have a leaderboard. You can play online, I assume. I'm just guessing a little bit, but you know, I haven't figured out what all these things mean. And you can even access, if I'll press B and I'll just show you that here you have the leaderboards here, so you can compare your scores against your friends. And somewhere here, if I can find it, there you have your achievements. So as you unlock things here, you can just go around the table and or around the this achievements list and see what you've unlocked as you unlock certain high scores and things like that. And so as I leave you with the only thing I've unlocked from the one table, this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later.